On Answers for Living, we've been looking at aspects of the abundant life. Today we continue exploring the abundant life. Many people make the abundant life synonymous with how successful they are or how much they've accomplished. The truth is, who I become is far more important than what I've accomplished. So we need to stop evaluating ourselves by what I've accomplished or by the praises of men or the possessions that I've accumulated. All that is worthless if in the end there's no one who says, I was loved by him or her. You say, where do you get that? Well, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1 to 3 says, if I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but do not have love, I've become a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have the gift of prophecy and know all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith, so as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. And if I give all my possessions to feed the poor, and if I surrender my body to be burned, but do not have love, it profits me nothing. So if I've loved no one in my life is worthless. Now, there is nothing wrong with accomplishments. And some people have a long list of incredible accomplishments, and they're very successful in the eyes of others. And if you ask these people, do you feel you've achieved abundant life that Jesus offers? They would say yes. Or would they? But we must keep this in perspective. There's a story in Luke chapter 12, a story about a man who was extremely successful as a farmer. And his crops were just multiplying. So he went out and built barns and silos to store the grain in. And he sat down that night after everything was in the barns and he said, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to eat and drink and be merry. And the Lord tapped him on the shoulder and said, tonight you die. Well, why? Jesus says the reason he took a man's life was this. He was not rich toward God. He wasn't into helping others in need. So we need to be careful. We also need to be careful of this legacy myth. So many people end up on the sidelines because of their health issues or their financial failures, or they're devastated, and they're devastated because they wanted to leave a legacy behind. And James says to us that we're here today and gone tomorrow. And most of us don't even know the names of our great-great-grandmother or great-great-grandfather. Think about it. The legacy that really counts is what you leave behind with your family and your closest friends and those you influence for eternity. Everything else is just a mirage.